Namaste everyone, welcome back to our 30-day challenge. Today is number 7. So we've done almost a whole week, well 7 days is a week, so a whole week of yoga, which I'm really proud of you all for sticking at it and keeping at it. And today is 7th heaven, number 7. So we're going to be focusing on opening up our shoulders and really releasing them. So today's class is all about release, okay? Releasing any inner emotions through our shoulders and really loosening up and enjoying our practice today. So make sure you sit in a nice comfortable seat and make sure you're wearing something comfortable that you can move freely in. Alright guys, remember that you can sit however you want, whatever feels more comfortable for you. A simple cross-legged position, or up on some blocks or some books, or even a couple of pillows, whatever feels more comfortable. So let's come into our meditation pose. Sit up nice and tall through the spine. Close the eyes and place your hands on your lap, either in your lap or on your knees, whatever feels best. Roll your shoulders back and down your spine. And just keep your breath nice and neutral to start off with. Feel that rise and fall of your chest as you breathe in and out. With the natural breath, you'll notice sometimes it's a little bit more rapid and sometimes it's a little slower. When you're ready, let's start to engage our ujjayi breath, the one that we spoke about at the beginning of the series. That soft sea breeze sound at the back of your throat. And try to keep this breath throughout our practice today. And don't worry if you forget, I'll keep reminding you. This is all about practice. That's why yoga is called a practice. Nothing comes straight away. Everything will come with time. Take a really deep breath in and exhale, releasing any negative emotions you may be feeling today. Let it all go. Inhale and exhale, releasing anything that you feel you've got to do for the rest of the day. Instead, be completely present here in this moment, enjoying your practice. Take one more inhale and exhale. Draw your hands to your heart center, bow your head. And like we always do, send love to your heart, to your whole body, and thank yourself for showing up on the mat once again. You're giving yourself a real gift being here, and try to carry all of the lessons with you throughout the day. Before you open your eyes, let's inhale our hands up above the head, up to the sky, touch the palms, and release them back to your heart center, bowing the head. Namaste. You can open your eyes and we're going to begin. I'm going to come side on so that you can see what I'm doing here. So staying in your comfortable seated position, take your hands behind you with your palms facing towards the body. If this is accessible, if it's not, keep your legs up like this. I'm just going to do a couple of heart openers here. So hands behind you, fingers facing towards your bottom. Inhale, open up through the shoulders and really push the chest up towards the sky, opening through the through the front body, through the chest. Keep your neck nice and long and your shoulders away from your ears. Keeping everything long and open. And then exhale. Take your hands to your knees and push the shoulders away from the body Look down towards your feet and just release through the back body now. And inhale. Take your hands back behind you, fingers towards the body. Lean back into those palms and open up through the chest. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, hands to your knees and arch the back. Inhale back up, and keeping your hands on your knees this time, take a little back bend, move your shoulders if that feels right for you. Start to move side to side as if you're dancing with this top half of your body. Just enjoying and keeping that fluidity through the spine. Now start to come forward and back. Imagine you're like a coffee grinder here. So your movement is coming from the hips. Exhale as you come forward. Inhale as you go back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. And now let's reverse in the opposite direction now. Inhale backwards, exhale forwards. Send that love out into the universe. Inhale, take, exhale, receive. Sorry, other way around. Inhale, receive, exhale. Inhale and exhale, send that love back to the universe. And we're going to come into neutral spine once again. And let's just have a little stretch through the side body. Take your left arm over to the side, lift your right arm up, and if you can come down onto your forearm, do that. If you can't, stay up. And just open through the heart, looking up towards the sky. Really try to point your heart in the direction of the universe. Keep your neck nice and long and soft here. If you need to look down, if this is better for you, then do that. And then let's take it over to the other side. Come down to the forearm if this is accessible. Arm up and over your head, opening through the side body, sending your heart up towards the sky. Put a smile on your face. Feel your heart full with gratitude for this new day. And then come back to the center. Inhale your hands up, look up. And let's come into our first downward facing dog. So it's going to be a little bit more of a flow today. And in your downward facing dog, first of all, start off with walking your feet out. And just remember, if your heels are not touching the floor, this is not a problem. Everyone is different. Some bodies will never be able to touch the floor with their heels. Some people with time and with flexibility, they may get them all the way down. But if that's not where you're at, then that's absolutely fine. And accept that. Take the acceptance into your heart and just enjoy the moment. Perhaps start to sway your hips from side to side, stretching through the side body in whatever motions feel right for you. Taking this time to get to know you and to get to know your body. It's so important, on and off of the mat. From here we're going to take a really slow walk to the front of our mat and come into our forward fold. First of all, just grab onto each elbow. Keep your big toes close together with about 1 inch between your heels and allow everything to hang really heavy For those of you who are struggling with flexibility, just bend through your knees and allow your rib cage to rest on the top of your thighs, sucking in that lower abdomen. Try to engage your pelvis, try to engage all the inner organs. Inhale, halfway lift, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky, stretch everything, feel like you're about 7 foot tall. And release your hands by your side. Take your hands to your heart center, lift up through your left leg. Engage through your glutes, really engage that right bum. If you need to, hold on to that knee. I'm just going to take a moment here to play around with a bit of balance. You can keep your one hand at your heart center if you're holding onto your leg, or see if you can play around with letting go. Now let's open that leg to the side. Hold it if you need to, don't worry if you fall out. If you do, just laugh at yourself. It's all part of the fun. Bring it back to the center. Now, as slowly as you can, let's step that leg back. And let's start off in our high lunge. Square your hips off to the front of the mat. Really engage your glutes. Really engage the back leg, lifting up through that kneecap. Bending deep into the front leg. Inhale, open up and look up. Interlace your fingers behind your back, and if you can, take a little arch here. And then exhale, start to come to the inside of this right leg. And allow your hands, your interlaced hands, to fall up and over your head. Keep sucking in that core. Keep your legs really strong. There's a bit of balance here, so if you fall out, don't worry. Inhale, come back up, and let's step that foot up to the top of our mat as slowly as we can. Just trying to gain a bit of balance here. Shake your feet out, and let's do the same on the other side. Remember to have a kind of childlike playfulness with this. If anything doesn't go to plan, that's okay. Inhale, let's lift our right leg up now. Engage the glute on this left side. Stand up nice and tall and strong like you're a warrior. Hold onto the knee if you need a little bit more support. Try to suck up that pelvic floor. Imagine everything pulling up and in. Now let's open that leg to the side. You can keep your hand on the leg, or you can let go, whatever feels better for you. Keep your focus point. Remember, we spoke about our drishti. Make sure it's something that isn't moving. Channel that inner cat. And then bring the leg back to the center. And as slowly as you can, don't worry if you've fallen out already. Let's send the leg behind us. And let's step back into our high lunge. Keeping our hips squared with the front of the mat. The best way to do this is to send the left hip ever so slightly backwards and the right hip ever so slightly forward. Hands to your heart center. First of all, move forward. Inhale all the happiness that you can. Look up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. And let's clasp our hands behind our backs. Take a little back bend. Keep your legs really strong. And now let's exhale and fall to the inside of this left leg. Allow your head to hang heavy. Look down. Looking at your back foot actually can help a bit with balance. Looking towards the tip of your nose. Now inhale, come on up. Hands to the sky, and let's step to the front of the mat. You may have felt that a little bit in your hips. You may think, wow, my hips need a little more work, but that's okay. That's why we're doing 30 days on the trot to get our bodies, to renew our whole bodies. Hands to your heart center, close your eyes. Stand up nice and tall, and let's just take a moment to come back into the body, to come back to the breath. Try to place the weight into all of your toes, into your heels, lifting up through the arches of your feet ever so slightly. Now inhale, your hands to the sky, look at your palms. Exhale, fold forward. Move through the legs and through the hips if this feels right. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, and we're going to step back into our plank. Take your time getting there. Just step the left foot first. And you may feel a bit of a stretch at the front of this left hip flexor here. It can feel so yummy. Especially after a long day of work, it just feels amazing. Now let's step the right leg back. Bring your left foot forward. And let's feel that lovely stretch at the front of the right leg again. This time. Enjoy that. And then take both legs back. Engage everything, engage your core. Push up through the shoulder blades and then drop your knees. And let's take a nice easy plank here. There's nothing wrong with taking an easy plank. For those of you that want to stay in proper plank, feel free to do so. Try to suck everything into the midline. Engage your glutes. And then send your body down towards the ground. Inhale to a baby cobra. Just look up. Push your shoulder blades down your spine. And then come all the way down to the ground. Interlace your hands behind your back. And inhale. Look up using the strength of your spine. Lift your hands off of your buttock. Look forward and smile. Engage your feet, pushing the tops of your feet into the ground. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. You've got this. One more breath. And down, exhale. Just rest one cheek on the ground. And then turn your head the opposite direction. We're going to do that again. Interlace your hands behind your back. Smile, guys. I know this might be a bit tough for you, but that's okay. It's all part of change, part of getting our bodies ready for more. So inhale to lift up. Really engage everything. Lifting your hands off of your bum, squeezing your shoulder blades, pulling your shoulder blades away from your ears. Exhale out the mouth whenever you need to. And exhale, come down. Place your palms underneath your chin. Take a couple of deep breaths here. We're going to do it one more time. Lucky number 3. Interlace your hands behind your back. You've got this. If you feel you really can't do anymore, then sit this one out and have a few more breaths. If you can, inhale, let's lift up. Pushing the tops of your feet into the ground. See if you can lift a little higher. And exhale back down. Ah, yes, that was good. Place your hands underneath your chin once again. Take another little breather here. Like you're just chilling out. I would say chilling out in the sun, but even here in beautiful Costa Rica, the sun's not showing itself at the moment, but that's okay. It's still absolutely stunning. Let's send our hips back. And we're going to take a beautiful stretch here by taking our heads down to the mat, allowing the crown of your head by lifting your bum up to the sky, just like we did yesterday, holding on to the heels of your feet, onto your ankles. Allow the crown to come down and just really pulling those shoulder blades apart, feeling that stretch in the back of the shoulders. One more deep breath. Exhale back down. Inhale. Take all that happiness. Arch the back. Hands to the sky and to your heart center. Coming back into our downward facing dog. Walking out those legs. And then become still. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths here. Now turn that left foot to about a 45-degree angle. And let's step our right foot to the top of the mat, only as high as you can. If you need to maneuver it a little further forward, then do that. And we're going to bring our arms up into a warrior 2. Nice and strong. Inhale, lean forward, going towards all of that beauty in front of you. And exhale, open up, lifting up through that right arm. Bring your arms back to warrior 2 and straighten through the front leg. We're going to come into our triangle pose. Now you can place your hand just on your thigh and come up if that's enough. Or down on your shin, just not on your knee. You look up, see if you can give quite a light touch. If you can go all the way to the ground, if you're quite flexible, then look up. Take 1 deep breath here. And come back to your warrior 2. Now let's rotate, come into a high lunge, so that heel is off the floor now at the back. We're going to drop that knee down into our low lunge. Take your hands to your front knee, and if this is more than enough, just stay here. If you want to go deeper, place a couple of blocks on the ground if you don't have the flexibility, and start to arch through the back. If you have a lot of flexibility, you might be able to come down to the ground and look up to the sky. But I'm going to stay just open, looking up nice and gently. Look forward, and we're going to send that right hip backwards. Try to square off the hips with the front of the mat by sending the right hip back and the left hip coming forward a little bit. Stretching through the hamstring on this right side. If this is too much for you, just stay up. Don't put too much pressure, put a little bend in the knee. Perhaps even place your foot on the floor and just place your hand onto your thigh here. But if you do have the flexibility, come down and just stay up. Keep your back as straight as possible. And now let's step forward into our forward fold. We're going to repeat that whole sequence on the other side now. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Now place your hands on the ground. Let's step back into plank. Rock in your plank just for a second, and then we're going to send it back into downward facing dog. You guys may be starting to feel you're building a bit of heat here now. Take a couple of deep breaths. If you need to take a child's pose right now, then do that. Take a moment for you. Never feel ashamed if that's something you need to do. Now let's do everything on the other side. Let's step this left foot forward, only as far as you can. Start to rotate through that back leg. So that's about a 45-degree angle to the back of the mat. Open up through the hips so they're facing the long edge of the mat. Inhale yourself up into a very strong warrior two. Stay here just for one more breath. And now lean forward, get all that goodness. If you can, take your arm over to the opposite thigh, or just take it down the leg. Look up to the sky. And exhale back into your warrior two. Straighten through that leg. We're going to come into our triangle once again. So hand on the thigh, hand on the shin, or hand all the way down to the ground. Opening up through the side body, looking up towards your right fingertips. Keep your neck nice and long. If you need to, look down, and don't worry if you fall out of this. Come back into your warrior two, bending through the front leg. Keep everything lovely and strong. Suck everything in. Now inhale your hands to the sky. At the same time, rotate that back foot up so that your heel is off the ground in your high lunge, and very slowly bring yourself down to the mat. Take your hands to the front foot, the front knee. And just stay here if this is enough. The closer that back knee is to the front heel, the easier this is going to be. So you may find that you're here. That's fine, be there. Just make sure you can feel a stretch at the front of this and in the psoas muscle on the right side here. If you want to take a gentle back bend, open your arms up to the side. Feel that gratitude as if you're dancing in the rain. Look up. Enjoy that breeze if you're doing yoga outside. If you're doing yoga inside, just enjoy life. Maybe close your eyes and imagine the clouds passing by. Ooh, losing balance, that's okay. Now come back up. Let's send our hips back behind us. We're coming into our half split pose, also called half Hanumanasana. Or if you can't get all the way down to the floor, don't forget to use your blocks or come up onto your thigh and just lean your hips forward. And the best way to get the most out of this stretch, if you can't come all the way to the floor, is to keep the spine nice and long and to send the tailbone up towards the sky. Let's come forward, tuck the back toes at the back. Let's come into our plank. Nice and strong, guys, nice and strong, pushing through the shoulder blades. Drop your knees. Come down for your little back bend, your baby cobra. We're almost done with this. You're doing so well. Be proud of yourself for whatever it is you have done. Move through the spine if it feels good. And then send your hips back and take a child's pose. Place your hands either side of your feet. And just take a breather here. Inhale, come up into your seat, up on your feet. I can't even think of the name. Heels, up on your heels. Look up. Inhale, take in all the goodness. Open up, arch through the back, and exhale any negative energy, pushing the spine away from you, pushing those shoulder blades apart, and come back into a seat. We're going to come down into a comfortable seat now. For those of you that struggle with a simple cross-legged position or anything like that, that's okay. What I recommend is tucking the one leg underneath the other and bringing the other on top like this. So you've got your right leg underneath the left, the heel close to the bum, got your left leg over the top, and take your elbow to the opposite side of this left leg and take a spinal twist here. Beautiful. Let's release that and do the same on the opposite side. So taking that left foot towards the right bum. We've got right and left bums according to me. And then that right leg over the left, taking the left arm the opposite side of this right leg, and look over your right shoulder blade. Taking a nice gentle spinal twist. Now let's release the legs. Take a comfortable seat. Take your right arm across the body. Oh, Mike is always in the way. Hang on, let me move him. There we go, that's better. Let's take our arm across the body, stretching out the back of this right arm, holding onto it with the left. And inhale, take a little arch here. Take your left arm across the body, stretching through the back of the shoulder blade. Inhale your hands to the sky. Close your eyes. Draw them to your heart center. And we're going to come into our final resting pose to close off our practice tonight, today, this morning, whenever you're practicing. So come onto your back. Take your legs around hip distance apart. Your arms a few inches away from the body, palms facing towards the sky with your face up towards the ceiling. Now let your breath become completely natural here. You can let go of your ujjayi breath and allow everything to be natural. Allow everything to release down into the ground. Allow everything to become nice and heavy. Release any negative emotions that you may still be storing anywhere. Perhaps in your jaw, allow your jaw to soften. Allow that space between your eyebrows to soften as well. I'm going to release you from my chatter. And we're going to just take a minute here just to enjoy the peace and the silence. If you notice your mind starting to wander during this minute, then bring your attention straight back to the breath and straight back to the sensations in your body. And we'll speak again in 1 minute. For those of you that are ready to continue, very slowly start to wiggle your fingertips. Feel that energy and that life force coming back into them. This can feel like a gentle tingling. And then do the same with your toes, moving them back and forth. Start to move your ankles and your wrists. And then inhale your hands above your head. Stretch as if you're waking up first thing in the morning. Perhaps you are. Perhaps this was your early morning wake up. Take a deep breath and exhale through your mouth. Roll onto your side body. Take a breather here. And then push yourself slowly up into a comfortable seat. Keeping your eyes closed if you can. Sit up nice and tall through the spine. Let's take one more moment of gratitude here. Inhale your hands to the sky. Draw them into your heart center. Bow your head. Thank yourself once again for showing up today, for taking this challenge on board, and for giving yourself the opportunity to change some lifestyle habits, to perhaps set you on a path that you feel is more your authentic self. Take this beautiful release with you throughout the day, and any time something negative comes into your mind or into your day, just remember you have the choice to release it. You have the choice to let go. Open your eyes. Namaste.